Can I steal you for a minute?
Steal you for a minute?
Can I steal you for a minute?
Welcome to Can I Steal You for a Minute, the reality dating recap podcast. My name is Indra Raj.
And I'm Mary Bianco.
And wow, the whirlwind has begun. We have all these episodes of Love Island USA to talk about, and boy, were they juicy.
Yeah, we kind of have to go from the beginning because we left off at episode 9, and episode 9 was a juicy one.
Yeah. Okay, we'll talk about that. We did just yesterday notice, was it yesterday that I noticed? I think it was yesterday, that Love Island UK started dropping all of their episodes on Hulu and gave us like 7.
Yep. Yep.
So we have done, Mary's caught up actually.
I would call caught up very loose. I just kind of had it on all day.
Right. So it's like caught up light.
Yeah.
I like
light.
rush watched it, which means I like intently watched like the first 2 episodes and then sort of like paid attention sort of while I watched the rest of it. But I definitely like got a lot of stuff. I'm still like figuring out everyone's names. And then, so we'll talk about that. And then we'll talk briefly about Bravo's Love Hotel, which only has one real update.
Yeah.
And it's fun and cute. So let's just not waste any time and talk about Love Island USA.
Yeah.
So where did we leave off? It was which episode?
It was episode 9.
Which was
the episode with the leather and lace party.
Right.
And
okay.
One of the funniest moments of the season happened in that episode because Huda tells Nick that she has a baby. Huda never says, I have a daughter. She never says, I have a child. She looks at Nick and she goes, I'm a mommy. And he goes, Mama? No, she goes, I'm a mom. And he goes, Mommy?
No. She says, I'm a mommy. This is important.
I'm a mommy.
She says, I'm a mommy, which is an infuriating way to call yourself a mother.
Yes.
I'm going to say that right now.
Like, and he goes, Mommy? And she goes, I'm a mommy. And he goes, Mamacita? And then she goes, I'm a mom. And he goes, a mom to a dog? It was amazing.
He was like, it was the perfect reaction.
Yeah.
It was just like the mamacita part.
And then
it was so endearing somehow.
It was
like,
great.
I really like Nick.
Yeah,
I think
I warmed up to him a lot during these recent episodes. I think that he's really coming into his own and really standing up for himself. And
yes.
It's something that's like really important going forward, as we'll see. But it just was so funny. And then even she was like, I have a daughter. And he goes, you have a daughter that's a baby? And he's like, and she goes, yes, a human child. I'm like, and then he
was like, does not compute.
And then he reveals that he's a sperm donor.
Yeah.
And he might have children out there.
And that he's like really wants to be a father and like is really interested in that, which like all sort of tracks with him.
Yeah.
Like, I believe it with him. Like he's an interesting mix of like, oh, Nick, you're just like an immature, good looking guy doing your thing. And I think probably because of his line of work and just who he is, like he has like these mature qualities about him.
I totally agree.
Which makes him like a really good cast member.
Yeah.
And like they were, and it's interesting because it's like we've been watching USA and maybe in all of our heads, but especially in my head, I've been sort of like comparing it to last season and the choices and this, that, and the other. And I'm like, we get these UK episodes and it's like night and day. You know, it's like, oh, actually the USA casting, like the whole production for USA is just so much better than UK.
Yeah, they are legitimately setting up, and I posted 2 scenes of this, like gorgeous cinema. Oh my God, I can't remember the word. Gorgeous shots, like true cinematography. Like
yes,
they are thinking about staging. They're thinking about creating moments the whole time. Whereas like Love Island UK, I've like loosely watched 8 episodes and it's just kind of like they're just kind of there. And
They're on autopilot.
yeah, and I am enjoying the choices that production's making. Like, it finally, to me, as of episode 9, has separated itself from season 6, where I'm not even thinking like, oh, season 6 was better in X, Y, and Z ways. It's just a different season, and I feel it's finally like separate and different.
Okay, so let's like start here. So in terms of couples and what we're thinking. So since we're talking about Nick and Cierra, how are you feeling about them and their longevity?
I don't know about their longevity. I think they both will stray in casa, but I think they'll probably find their way back to each other. I do think that they speak about the world in a very similar way. Like when they were having their conversation about evolution and it turned into how he's obsessed with hippos, I just kind of was like, yeah, this is internet brain rot, but they kind of like match in this way.
Yes.
And also like Cierra waited, what a sneaky way to check if he's like a creepy fundamentalist Christian is to be like, do you believe in evolution?
Oh, well, yes. I always think back to one of those iconic early UK seasons where they have the conversation about God. Do you remember?
Which one?
When all these like fucking stupid ass bros are sitting around being like, do you think there's a God? And then they have like the stupidest conversation about it like I've ever heard. I need to find the footage because I was like, oh wow, okay, they're bringing it back, but this was like 20 times better. And I don't know, I feel like she wasn't even being sneaky. I feel like she was like, I need to know this important information about you. It does seem like maybe they've been told like not to talk too much about politics per se.
Well, that's something that I was thinking because there's a couple that someone's politics has been revealed that I'll tell you when we get to talking about them.
In the villa?
In the villa.
Okay.
Well,
whoa.
Kind of. Okay. We'll get there. I think that they're a good couple. Like, I think, you know, the lace and leather party is kind of like where we are in episode 9, where they're strapped onto opposite sides of an X and like turn around and they just have to like listen to their partner making out with somebody. And neither Nick or Cierra really got that wigged out about it. They were just kind of like, this is like the process. Like, they were obviously not happy to hear someone making out with their significant other, but they were also kind of just like, this is the show.
Right. Yeah. They are like my couple. Like I want them to actually like make it out of this villa. And I am just like so scared. I feel like I'm like projecting myself onto Cierra and her anxiety because I think she's anxious about it. Like, I just keep thinking about the remark she makes in one of these episodes from this last week where they're like getting ready, the girls, and she's like, yeah, he's just like giving me like kind of nice kisses lately, but I just want to like make out.
Yeah.
And like that to me is sort of a bad sign.
I
like
agree.
This early on, you should be like wanting to like fully make out / take it further. And I don't know. I mean, it could be nothing. The rules are a little bit different on Love Island for everyone, but I don't know. I feel her anxiety around it a little bit. I do think Nick like was interested / is interested in Iris.
Yeah, I think that that's probably true. I think the lack of energy towards each other that's like throughout this villa, because it's kind of happening to all the couples.
It's Huda.
Yeah. It's Huda and Jeremiah, because I'm not going to let him off the hook. Like,
no.
It's Huda and Jeremiah literally holding the villa hostage with their own emotions and like not letting anyone else feel anything else.
No, like it has to be, every topic of conversation has to be about them and their feelings, and like Huda just like losing her mind on just like the craziest shit.
It's like at the point where Nick said in this most recent episode, like, I'm drained. Like like this has been really toxic and I'm exhausted from dealing with it. And that is like preventing them from like making real friendships and making real connections, because everyone is so scared to like actually be honest with two people in the villa, because when they try, it just ends up as this like massive crash out. And I think it's severely affecting the entire season.
Yeah. And it's kind of impressive that he was able to call that out so distinctly quickly when that's literally what America is feeling and seeing just watching it. Like, I feel like that validates all of us.
Yeah.
In a way, you know, like the viewers and the people in the villa who are like having to witness all of this. Like, we're all seeing, kind of feeling the same things and like experiencing this like very toxic relationship together.
Because even like going back to the leather and lace party, it's like Huda gets kissed by Jalen and Pepe, and it's like totally fine.
Right. Oh,
Jeremiah kisses Iris, and she's doing a backbend to be like, bitch, you better cut it out. The bombshell can't even like be near Jeremiah, and no one can enjoy, like, everyone spent time laughing with each other about their people making out with other people. They spent time
It's a
teasing each other.
game.
She immediately shuts it down, and no one can like enjoy the moment anymore. And
she's Regina George.
yeah, she's
the Regina George of the villa. And honestly, I mean that in more than one way. It's like she needs to be queen bee in her relationship. And she also has a chokehold on all of the women in that villa.
on everybody.
And that is what we see from this vote in the last episode, is like watching each one of those couples go up and stand either behind Jalen or her. I was like, if I was a woman in that villa, there's no fucking way you could have paid me to go and stand behind Jalen. I just know that it would create so much toxicity between me and Huda in a way that like I'm scared of.
Well,
that, like,
she'll forgive men more quickly than she'll forgive women.
Yes. Yep.
And I just think that this is like, we're going to spend probably the whole episode talking about her, because even as I like make memes, I'm like, God, I wish there was like something else to talk about. But it's like, there's really not.
And it is like the way that she promotes true misogyny through all of her actions, her unwillingness to take accountability, the way she immediately blames Iris for America's vote to split them up. I'm just like, Huda, like, did it ever cross your mind that it's like you? And like, I think it was Cierra in the dressing room who's like, you know, maybe you could like cool it with the name calling.
Yeah.
It's really not a good look to be like, I don't know. I swear a lot, so I'm fine with that. But it's like, it's beyond that. It's like, she is like calling Jeremiah really terrible names, yelling them across the villa at everybody, like so disrespectful, really. And then pretending like he should be, you know, not sharing a bed with Iris and checking up with her and stuff. And it's like, you're calling him a pussy ass bitch.
Yeah.
Like, would you want to go and comfort someone who just called you a pussy ass bitch?
And no, like, I would not want to offer that person any kindness. And it's like, even before Iris came in,
right,
or maybe this was after, they're making breakfast and Jeremiah makes pancakes.
Oh, the pancakes.
And first she goes, what, no protein? And then he's like, oh, sorry. Then she cuts it open and it's a raw pancake, which is like annoying. And I would be annoyed if I had to go make my breakfast again too. I'd be like, come on, like, get it. But she goes to the kitchen. She asks Taylor to make her pancakes. And then she goes to Jeremiah and says, another man noticed that I was without a breakfast and cooked for me. You should never let a man cook for your girl.
Oh my. And Jeremiah is sitting there like, are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah.
Like, is this real? And we're all thinking it. Like, I don't care how traditional your values are or whatever. I don't care how much you subscribe to traditional gender norms and all the rest. Like, that is batshit to me. To like flip the script that way and be like, and to assault, like what she was trying to do was hurt Jeremiah in that situation. She was trying to tell him he wasn't a man, blah blah blah. When it's like, you literally asked Taylor to make you these pancakes. Like, what about Taylor being your friend? Yeah, who's just like making you pancakes? Like, also, like, Jeremiah tried. Yeah, like, he didn't do it right. That sucks. But he tried. Like, and you do get the feeling that like anything Jeremiah does is like not going to be good enough for Huda. Yeah. And this is where I'm like not going to let Jeremiah off the hook, though, is he loves it. He wants to pretend that he doesn't. Like, they'll have a fight for hours and hours and hours, and then they'll have sex. Right. They do have sex in the villa in front of everybody while the lights are like still on, and then
you know, she's giving him hickeys and like he loves it.
He's definitely, I mean, it takes two to have any sort of relationship dynamic, and it takes two to make it that toxic.
Yeah.
Like, he definitely excuses things and, like, you know, lets things go. And the only way I can give him credit is, like, in the end, he does choose Iris. Like, he does say, like, no, I'm ending this toxic cycle here.
I don't think it's going to last.
I mean,
so just backing up a bit, after the 3 bombshells come in, America gets the opportunity to vote. And there's basically about which person each bombshell should end up with. Iris and Jeremiah have like no connection at all. Iris talks about how she has the ick from Jeremiah because he has a hickey and like how gross it is. And like they're just listening to them fight the whole time. Like Iris does not want Jeremiah at this point.
Right.
But the internet has this whole campaign basically to get everyone to vote for Jeremiah and Iris to be together.
Yes.
And so Jeremiah and Iris are paired together. Then Jalen and Olandria are paired together, which we'll talk about. And then Pepe and Hannah are paired together, which we'll also talk about. So, and then Huda loses her shit that like something out of Jeremiah's control happened.
Literally, like, America voted and separated you two. But in that moment, it was all hitting her like, oh, America doesn't love me. Oh, like, Jeremiah fucked this up.
Yeah.
Like, oh, why is this happening? Because her script has clearly been, we're like America's sweethearts. Everybody loves us. Like, she's sitting there thinking like, we're totally safe. Like, there's no way anyone could ever vote to split us up because America loves us. And it's like, and then she spends the next episode coming up with reasons why it's everyone else's fault that they got split up. When it's like, really, Huda, like, the way you treat Jeremiah is almost scary at times.
Yeah.
If this is happening now, it's not going to get better. I just know that this is how she treats anyone she's in a relationship with.
And I hate when people say this, but like if a man was doing this to a woman in the villa, we would not be like, and we're guilty of this too, we would not be hee hee ha ha about it. Like,
no, it would be like, this is abusive, get the fuck out of here.
And it is. And I just like, I don't want to see her at Casa.
No.
I don't want to see the way that she talks about the women after Casa. Like, you know, she continues to call Iris a bitch.
She's bringing in, like, she can't help it.
Yeah.
Actually, it's like almost an impulse for her to like name call other people and blame everyone else and like treat everyone like shit.
Yeah.
And like very loud, overt ways. And it's like when she's sitting around screaming at the top of her lungs about what a fuckhead Jeremiah is. I mean, that's like she didn't even say that. That's like, if she had said that, I would have been like, whatever. But it was like all these other names and things and like something about her fucking all the way off out of her vagina. And it was just like, what are you saying? It's like that energy is so toxic for everyone in the whole place. And when you hear someone yelling like that, it puts everyone's defenses up. Sorry, go ahead.
No, you can't talk about anything else. Like, they get this text that the 3 new couples get to go out on like a sunrise date. And so like Olandria and Jalen and Hannah and Pepe and Iris and Jeremiah sneak out to go away on a boat. Jeremiah, before bed that night, sprayed Huda's bed with his cologne. So he's like fucked up for that. Yeah. There's something wrong with him.
Yeah, Jeremiah, stop it.
Stop it, because you're being also toxic. And they sneak out, they go on the date. Olandria had a really nice time with this guy, Jalen. And like, is supposed to be your friend. She comes back from the date to talk about how her date went. And immediately you're like, Iris, what did you guys do? I need to go talk to Iris. And then she goes and she eavesdrops on the boy conversation. Olandria is telling the girls how her date went. Huda eavesdrops on the boys. Here's Jeremiah basically say that he had a really nice time with Iris. And, you know, I don't even remember what he says about Huda, but he's just kind of like, he's telling them that he's kind of like done with the situation. And like Nick is basically saying like, you know, you should have checked on her last night. Now you're like immediately writing her off. Like, this is also messed up, because it kind of was like,
which is true. Like, Jeremiah, you should have checked on her, even if you were Like, because the fact of the matter is, like, you didn't know what America was thinking either. And, like, if you really do care about this woman, like, and I don't know, I still understand because he was coming into that after a whole day of, like, crazy shit.
Yeah.
But, like, it's like if you're going to play into the, like, we're together, we're going to have sex, like, all this stuff, like, you need to go check on the girl.
It's the least you can do is, like,
right.
You had sex with her. Now it's your responsibility to check in on her for the rest of the time that you're in the villa, even if you're not together. That's like that's just the conceit of the whole situation.
Right.
And so Olandria's talking about her date. Huda hears this and storms over and starts screaming about how Jeremiah is a bitch.
That is so right. She interrupted Olandria.
Yeah, and Olandria
which do not do that.
Olandria can no longer talk about having a nice day. No one can have a good day when Huda's having a bad day. And
then Olandria, I also noticed when she finally got to like regroup with Jalen after the date and like kind of like Jalen pulls her, like their whole conversations ends up being about Huda and Jeremiah. They don't have a chance to like talk about them.
No.
Which like I think is what led to this final vote where Olandria is still stuck with this fucking loser, Taylor.
Yeah.
Like... Anyway, we'll get into it. Go ahead.
I can't even talk. If I talk about Jalen, I might start crying. There's something about this man that like hits such a soft spot in my heart. Like we'll talk about it, but I just like, oh God.
I totally agree, Mary. Like it's rare that there's an Islander who's on for that little time that I feel so emotionally cut up about when they leave.
100%.
I was just like, he was so respectful about it
God,
too.
It kills me.
And it's just like, and I don't know, like this was his first time leaving his home. I'm like gonna cry.
No, actually, like someone on TikTok was like, imagine Jalen smiling for his passport picture.
Oh my God, stop it, Mary. We're like crying over here.
I'm glad that
it's like we are actually crying. He was like, and he looked so handsome.
I know.
In that last, like the shirt he was
the polo.
wearing, and he looked so good. And I was like, you and Olandria, like when they had their massage date, it just felt like they had known each other for a really long time.
I think so too. And I just feel like they didn't get there because the date just got so abruptly disrupted.
Yes.
And I think she just went back to what she like knows and what was comfortable. Like,
yes,
this was Jalen's first time seeing the ocean. And his
unbelievable,
like the boys being like, your first passport stamp is Fiji. How great is that? And I'm like, I just hope he gets to like travel now. Like,
I know. You know what? If you and I are like actually crying on this podcast about Jalen's exit, like, you know who else was torn up about it? Ariana Maddox.
Yeah. I can't wait to hear her talk about it on After Sun.
Ariana has been so like stone-faced and like queen energy, and we love it.
Yeah.
But like deep down, we all know, and one of the reasons I have always loved her is like Ariana really sees people.
Yeah.
And she like really cares about them, and she really like wants what's best for everyone, particularly like the underdog.
Yeah.
And like I think she really liked Jalen, and like she's all ice queen, and then she's like, Jalen, is there anything you want to say to the group before you leave? Like, and her whole tone changed.
I know.
And it was so sweet.
I was glad that it wasn't like when Cassie left where no one stood behind her. Like,
right.
At least a good amount of people stood behind him, like, for his limited time in the villa, which I also think, like, speaks to who he is as a person, that, like, people, not all those votes were motivated by the fact that people would want Huda gone, because, as you said, like, voting Huda out is very risky because she's so volatile. Yeah, that's the perfect word for it. Yeah. And people just felt like they wanted to stand up for Jalen too.
I mean, I think seeing Iris, her reaction, like that was very real too. Like right after the vote, she like has to walk away and like take a minute for herself, because one, she walked in with Jalen, so she has a special connection with him, but she's just like, in my mind, I'm like, Iris is thinking like, what did I do?
Yeah. Like
protecting this woman over my actual friend, this woman who has treated me like garbage since the moment I got here. 100% she felt pressured into it. I don't judge. anyone who stood behind Huda, maybe except for Ace, but anyone who stood behind Huda, like, I feel like they felt like they didn't have a choice.
Yeah, I agree. And like, I just know if the positions were flipped and Jeremiah had picked Huda, Huda would not have stood behind Iris.
Oh, no, she would have used it as the first opportunity to be vindictive and to show her, like, hey, look, you crossed me and now you're getting sent home.
Yeah, you a scapegoat. I was like, scapegoat.
I mean, so then I was going through the app, and I know we're all over the place, but that's okay. I feel like that's okay because we just have to get through the thoughts that we have. But I was going through the app, and they have all these like polls that you can vote on, and so I just went through the vote on them to see like what people were saying. And a lot of them were like about Huda.
Yeah.
And basically the gist of like, do you want her around anymore or not? And like everyone was like 85% wants her out.
I like also don't think it's good for her. Like
No.
I do think it's telling that after they got like the vote where they separated them and Huda almost gets voted out. It's like between her, Taylor, or Charlie to get voted out.
Right.
And she's freaking out the next day. Amaya and Nick, who are both nurses, are the people who go check on her. And Nick voted for her to go and has been like very much 10 toes down, like she should not be here anymore. This is manipulating the villa. But like he's not going to let her suffer and feel like she's alone and let someone spiral into this. And like I do think having her on TV is dangerous for a lot of reasons. Like I think the effect on the villa is dangerous, but I also think the effect on Huda is dangerous. And like the longer she's in there, the more vitriol like gets spewed towards her, the worse it is when she gets out. Like we tease Huda in our memes. I've had to delete comments like that were awful towards her and racist on our page. And like the father of her child speaking out like, don't comment on us, don't try to contact our daughter. Like can people get a fucking grip? Like it's a TV show. Yes, she's being a bad person on the TV show, but like do not contact her family, do not call her racist shit. Like what are you doing?
No, it's not. I'm kind of like, get a life.
Get a life. Like, I know.
You know, it's like, I love this show.
We
and
watch
it is
every
appointment
day.
TV for me. Like, we literally have this podcast.
Yeah.
Like, you know, we are obsessed. And like, but there's no place for that level of disdain for someone.
Yeah.
It's almost like that scares me actually. That is like almost something that's happening more and more, even on social media. It's real. And I saw like Huda's baby daddy's profile and he's, I don't know, it's like just pictures of him and their daughter, and like he's such a like happy father, and like I'm just like, leave these people alone, you know,
leave
like
them out of it. And like I don't know, I'm just kind of like, production, this is where you kind of have to step in too, because have we learned nothing from the 3 Love Island suicides that we had in the UK? Like I just feel like,
oh my God,
by leaving this person in the villa,
point.
And I do think they tried to get her out with this vote. Like I do think that was set up to get her out of there, but just they underestimated like her hold on the villa. Like I think
maybe it'll be like another vote coming up soon. I mean, it seems like they vote like every couple days.
I think they'll do a public vote to just be like,
I think they should do one where like people get coupled up, and then if you're not in a couple, you're out.
Yeah.
And that's an easy way to just like, it's not up to the villa, it's not up to whatever. Like, yeah, it's just too much. I actually like don't want to talk about Huda anymore. I know we're gonna have to, but I want to talk about the other people.
Well, my last comment, it was just Ian's funniest line of the week was when they leave for the date and Huda kind of wakes up and she's like in like night mode, and Ian goes, Huda's currently creeping around the bedroom like a possessed child in a poltergeist film, and it's like she just has a big t-shirt on, her hair is down, and she's like looking in the beds, and like wakes Taylor up to be like, they're gone. And Taylor's like, okay, let me go back to sleep.
Yeah, he's like, I actually don't care at all. Like, I'm tired.
Yeah. But yeah, we can.
She's like, I mean, I know we're going to talk about her more. That wasn't a like, it was just like, I am so sick of her. Do you know what I mean?
No, I'm stressed. I'm like stressed about it. Like I don't like feeling annoyed at a person on TV, but then also like worried for their well-being. It's like too much as a viewer to like carry around.
And it's like, it's different. I don't know. Yeah, it's just there's a lot at stake here that like needs to end from a mental health perspective.
I do want to talk a lot about that ceremony in general, like that moment, but we can get there with other couples.
Oh wait, like the one where like she gets split up.
We don't want to do that. No.
No, okay. No, we absolutely should talk about it. There is a shot of Amaya crying. Like she literally has her whole face and neck is wet.
Yeah.
Like her whole face, and I'm like, how do you have tears on your forehead?
She's like sweating. She's having a panic attack. Her hair is all fucked up. Like she is losing her fucking mind. Like the joke that was running through the internet is like, can someone tell Amaya they don't have to shoot and kill the person they vote for? Like it's gonna be
and is it any surprise that Amaya is the one losing her fucking mind over this?
Because if Huda wasn't here, Amaya would be the craziest girl in the villa.
Oh, totally.
By like a lot.
Amaya is definitely saved by the fact that there's other drama going on.
Because she also can't really emotionally regulate all that well. And like,
no.
Someone on the internet calls her Pinky Doll. I don't know why. I don't know what it means, but it does crack me up.
But it's sort of like I see what they mean.
I know. I'm like,
she like, okay, so this is the thing that confuses me about Amaya.
Yeah.
Is like literally it seemed like an hour before this rose ceremony, or it's not a rose ceremony, recoupling, where America's Vote is deciding everything. She's like, Hannah's my best friend.
Yep.
I'm going to protect her no matter what. And like Hannah comes to her and is basically like, I don't think that Pepe and I have something substantial the way that me and Charlie have. And I think I made a mistake. And basically she says in so many words, like, I want to get Charlie back.
Because this was unfortunate timing, like where I kind of felt bad for Hannah, where like Pepe comes in, he pursues her. She's only been with Charlie. She's like exploring this. And then she's like, I kind of regret exploring it so heavily. Like, it's just confirmed for me that I really like Charlie.
Yes.
10 minutes later, they find out the results of America's Vote. And the whole...
No, but in between that time...
Yeah.
Hannah and Charlie have this trust. Believe you me, if you've been listening, you know that I have not been interested in Hannah and Charlie's story like at all. And all of a sudden, I am locked in. I'm like, these two actually really love each other. They don't love each other, but they really like each other.
Yeah.
And they like have something real. And she says like, I don't want to like kiss anyone else. I don't want to do anything with anyone else, which like, okay, we'll see what happens. But she really is like giving her whole heart to Charlie in that moment. And I think she meant it. Like, I do think she meant it in that moment.
I think she would have like committed to Charlie if he had stayed.
She would have.
Another funny moment of the week was when Charlie was in the kitchen and Pepe's like, hey, I'm trying to talk to Hannah. Like, do you mind going somewhere else? He's like, you're going to have to hang somewhere else. I'm making guacamole.
Like, I kind of like that. I actually, by the time Charlie left, he had really grown on me.
I'm going to pop that bubble.
Oh, okay.
A British
this is the conservative
Trump supporter.
Oh!
Just like Ron.
Just like Ron. Just like that asshole from Love Island, Australia.
Yeah. And Hannah's sister is running her account.
Uh-huh.
And Hannah is like apparently very liberal, voted for Kamala. Like, she said he'd be a doctor. She believes in science.
Right.
And so someone was asking her like, oh my God, I felt so bad for your sister. Like, how are you feeling? And she's like, I'm glad that guy's fucking gone. And she's going to be so embarrassed. She was crying over a Trump supporter when she gets out of here. And I'm like, that's exactly how my sisters would act managing my social media as well.
Okay, fuck yeah. So all's well that ends well.
All's well that ends well.
Glad Charlie's gone.
I was heartbroken for them in the moment, and then I saw that video, and I was like, okay.
And it's like, okay, we're good.
Hannah
no
also
need to be
like
upset here.
Spends the whole night crying about Charlie,
like
sobbing,
like
holding their picture from the photo booth. That's the most beautiful shot I've ever seen on TV.
It was unbelievable.
Unreal.
Yeah.
And
she gets paired with Pepe, who, like, I have to tell you, Pepe is hot. Like, I think he's very hot.
I'm warming up to him. When he came in as a bombshell, I was a little bit like, come on. We talk about this every season.
Yeah.
You have to have abs.
Oh, does he not have abs?
No, and he's kind of balding.
Okay, maybe it's because I'm older, but I think he's really sexy.
I like him a lot more now. Like, I really appreciated, like, he let Hannah cry it out. He understood where she was coming from.
Right.
And then immediately she was making out with him again. And that's good for them. I'm happy for them.
Yeah, I think that's really funny. I didn't even notice the abs thing.
They were
But
in
I mean,
harnesses.
Taylor also.
Well, yeah, Taylor's a whole other, like, thing. Like,
Yeah. No, I think Pepe's hot. I think they have kind of a good.
I think they have a good
great
thing.
chemistry.
Yeah.
And I do think that they're like they had a good conversation on the dock on that date. Like I see something real actually happening between them. And Hannah has grown on me.
Yeah.
Like I think there's more to her than initially thought. And maybe that's just because like the people who aren't OGs, like the bombshells always get like a little bit of a short end of the stick, you know? So
Yeah.
I never feel quite as connected to them unless they're like a day one bombshell.
unless they're Jalen. Like,
Unless they're Jalen just won our hearts.
oh, God.
Like Mary's crying again.
I was like, am I crying just because I'm pregnant? So it made me feel a lot better that you were also crying.
oh yeah, no, I was very, I'm not usually very sad when people leave the villa. And I was actually sad about this.
And it's like his account posts a fucking picture of him smiling with his suitcase as he's leaving. It's like, oh, of course.
Of course.
Jalen's big adventure. Kill me.
Oh,
Ugh.
baby.
Okay.
Okay. So is there anything more to say about that ceremony other than it was ridiculous? It was an excellent episode.
It was excellent. Like everyone was sobbing. Like,
yeah.
And then Austin, it's like he votes for Taylor and then immediately is like, why did I do that? And I'm just like, someone on Instagram like very helpfully pointed out like Austin voted the way he voted in 2024 and you thought he was going to get this vote right. And it's like the immediate regret on his face to just be like, oh, why'd I do that?
But honestly, I wish more people had voted for Taylor and sent Taylor home. I actually think that Taylor was the person who should have been voted out in that vote.
I agree. Like,
why are they protecting Taylor and Olandria? You can't tell me anyone in that villa actually sees a connection between them, including Taylor and Olandria.
I think it's just like, I kind of see it like a little more now, like since they've been separated, but I'm also just like.
Taylor gives me the ick so bad. Like, I think I figured out what it is. Like, he acts like a little, literally like a little child.
Yes.
He acts like a little kid. He even almost like talks a little, I don't know. It's just, he's so immature.
Yeah.
And like Olandria is so wonderful.
She's so wise. I mean, she misread why America voted for Jeremiah and Iris to split up. But like, if I was a girl in there, I probably would have said the same thing. Like, this guy's being a cheater, obviously. Like, that would be my first assumption too, is that he's sneaking around behind her back. And like, she's so wise and it's just like wasted on all of these people. Like, Taylor doesn't fully appreciate it. And then when she says to Huda, like, what are your non-negotiables? Like, what would be a deal breaker? And Huda goes, I just don't even want to talk about it right now. It's like,
oh my God. That made me so mad when she was like, I'm not engaging. And it was just like, yeah, no, Olandria's sitting there being like, yeah, like I feel like I have this physical connection with Jalen. Like, he grabbed me and kissed me on the cheek. And she goes to Taylor, like, you don't do that. Like,
yeah.
Opening up an opportunity for Taylor to like do something more. And like, I think Taylor is afraid of women.
Yeah.
And I don't think he's interested in Olandria romantically. And I think she is interested in him, and it breaks my heart.
But it's like every fucking person at Villa wants to be with Olandria. Like in the Got Wood challenge, everyone randomly selected Olandria and took their fucking moment with it. Like, door closed, every single one of those guys made out with Olandria.
Yes, Jeremiah, Nick, Ace. Mm-hmm. Did Ace make out with her?
I think it was Ace too.
That game was rigged.
Yeah.
100%. They wanted everyone to make out with Olandria, which I love.
Yeah.
Okay, Paige DeSorbo shows up out of nowhere, and then all the chatter online is that she mysteriously
She disappeared from the challenge.
So what was the final verdict about why she disappeared?
So I listened to her on Giggly Squad. She's getting ready to go on Love Island. She's preparing her outfits for months. And then 2 days before she leaves, they go, do you have anything kind of lumberjack themed?
Oh my
And so she pulls out this outfit that she's worn before, which is like a suede long dress with a suede turtleneck.
Yes.
And it's like 105 degrees in Fiji. And so she's hosting the game and she's like, I feel really nauseous. Like, just give me a second. She throws up, comes back to the game and is like, I'm good. Then faints.
Oh no. So she had like a real medical emergency.
Yeah.
Oh, poor girl.
I know. So she's still in Fiji. She'll be on After Sun this week too, which I feel like is more like she can wear beachy glab.
There was definitely like what she was wearing. I was like, oh my God, that looks very warm. Even warm. With the cutouts on the side and everything, I was like, your neck is constricted.
Yeah,
and you're probably sweating through that.
That's a winter dress. And like,
yes,
you can't give Paige a fashion assignment 2 days before she's meant to leave. Like that. And,
no.
And lumberjack too. Like, come on.
No, she did a great job though. It was totally out of nowhere,
I
felt like, but it worked. I don't know.
Yeah.
I was happy with it. It was like fun to have a little new energy for that challenge. Okay, so can we talk about Ace and Chelley?
Yeah.
So everyone's like, oh, they're finally together after this last vote. Like Ace is a villain in my eyes.
Yeah, I don't know why he's getting such a pass. Like, Chelley, that's a red flag that he was like, yeah, I just want to get to know Iris too. And like, it's because she wasn't interested in him that it didn't go any further. It's not because of anything that Ace did.
I just have to think that Chelley is being smart and knowing that Casa's going to give her...
Yeah, she'll be the queen of Casa.
Is like 6 more options. Yeah. And she can leave all these assholes behind. Like...
Yeah.
She's just stringing Austin along. And like with Ace, it's like when you actually like, I wanted to put like stitch together all of their conversations because they don't talk about anything.
Nothing.
He just kind of like touches her hair and then she kind of sits close to him and then he sort of like touches her again and they like flirt about something, but their conversations have no substance. Like the most substance we get is a discussion about a tattoo, and Shelley's like, "You should get my face tattooed on you," and I'm like, 100% agree.
Yeah, he
like,
has a million other floating heads on him. Why not add Chelley to it?
But yeah, it was just like, I don't like, not only do I not like Ace and I love Chelley, I don't see a real connection between them.
No, like people being like, oh, Ace and Chelley dated before they got in the villa and they're hiding it. It's like, do you think these are two people who know each other at all? Like, is this what people who are attracted to look like to you? Like, that's not what's happening here. Like, she just doesn't, I think that she actually cares about Austin as a friend.
Yeah.
And so started to feel bad kind of knowing how much Austin likes her.
Right.
That she saw this opportunity and was like, Ace is probably going to pick me to just cut it. Like,
right.
And I do think that was the right thing to do because Ace is a player. Like, he will be fine. I think that if Austin had gotten any more emotionally invested in Chelley, it kind of would have been like, I mean, I have no sympathy for Austin, but like, it would have been a hard watch.
Yes.
Seeing him get more and more into her and her just kind of like clearly biding her time.
Yes, clearly. Like, it needed to end, and Austin said like 2 episodes ago that he didn't want to be in a triangle anymore, and then he was still in a triangle for like 2 more episodes. So I don't know. I mean, Austin, like, I know I don't like the dude, but I do have this weird like soft spot for him.
Well,
that I've been resisting.
He's like kind of funny. Like when Ariana walks in in her like pink outfit and the like, well, first of all, during the leather and lace party when she walks in, she looks the hottest any person has ever looked in their entire lives when she had like the brown haired wig and then the red dress on, and she had like a little like hand thing to spank people with, and Austin just like turns and put his butt out to her. I was like, okay, that's funny. Like, fuck.
Yeah, and it's like, I think he really meant it when he was like, I want to couple up with Ariana.
Yeah. She came in, he immediately said it. He's like, I'd like to recouple with Ariana. Like, and
then he's like helping her onto the stage. And I'm like, Ariana probably does not like you, but we can appreciate it.
Yeah.
I don't know. Austin, like, why? Why do you have to be the way that you are?
I don't get it, because it's like then we have this conversation with Amaya where she's talking about how her parents are from Dominican Republic. She's first generation, but she wants to raise her kids speaking Spanish. And it's like they obviously don't know what's going on in America right now. They have no idea about the ICE raids, which do not even get me fucking started, because I could talk about it for 6 hours. And when I wasn't watching Love Island this week, I was talking about it. And he has no idea what he voted into office is like in direct contrast to Amaya's family's safety.
100%.
I just can't get that out of my head.
Do you know what's like such a interesting comment that she made that was like almost funny, but I think it's so telling, is like she asked Austin where he's from, and he said Michigan, and so she was like, "Oh, so you're just American."
You're just American, yeah.
But it's like American is synonymous with white.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh no, Amaya, you're also American.
Yeah.
You're first generation. I'm first generation.
Yeah.
I'm American.
Yeah.
But there is a connotation of what American means.
Yeah.
And it is that kind of white nationalist thing that is the underbelly of all the horrible shit that we're seeing going on in this Trump presidency, including all this immigration stuff. So I don't know, that sort of hit me in a way too. And I was just like, this would never work.
No, but like for villa purposes and the vibe they're both putting off while they're in the villa, they are perfect together. Like they, at one point when he's like, "Oh, I like your outfit." And I wrote this down because I was like, what is she saying? She goes, "Oh, it's called a leopard outfit because there's Leo in the front and pard in the back." That's a Maya language. What?
She is a hot tamale. Like you cannot track that woman and what is going on.
No,
with her.
she's like a jumping bean. Like she's just been
heated
heated
a
up
jumping bean.
and just like set loose on the villa, and she's just like everywhere all at once. And like someone commented that they're like two aliens who just got dropped off here, and that's exactly how I felt watching their conversation. I'm like, I don't know if this conversation would work with a single other human, but they instantly felt such a connection to each other.
Yeah. You kind of just have to support it because you just have to. And, you know, like, I don't know that it will last, but I don't, like, I think Austin is absolutely going to find someone else in Casa.
Yes.
Yeah. And Casa is probably going to happen soon. Probably by next week, I bet we're going to have Casa.
My sister said that it was like episode 20 last year. And so we're really close because we finished on episode 14. So I think we're about a week or so
out.
away. So it'll be interesting to see.
Yeah. What else is there? What else do we need to talk about? I think so, like Iris and Jeremiah. We already talked about that. I think I like Iris.
I like her too. I think
I like Iris. I like Pepe. I'm glad they're there.
I think Iris stands up for herself more than I expected. Like, you know, she's from LA. She's a spray tan artist. You kind of expect her to be a little bit more passive, but like she clocked Huda's shit right away and was like, removed herself from the conversation with Jeremiah and really got pulled in by us.
Yes.
Like, I did vote and I stand by my vote, but like I do feel bad that Iris became collateral damage and like but I feel less bad when she's like standing up for herself, like when Huda and Jeremiah are having that fight and she's just laying casually with Jalen and he's like, "What is this, the second crash out?" And she's like, "It's like the 15th." And she's just like, whatever, like we're together.
This is not about me.
Yeah.
No, and she's big enough to see that. Like, let me tell you, if Huda and Iris were switched in those situations, Huda would be losing her fucking mind.
Well, Iris and Jeremiah wouldn't have been able to talk. Huda just would have been screaming.
No. Do you think Jeremiah and Iris could develop a connection?
No, I think it's too scarred because we're still going to see, like, when Jeremiah chooses to couple up with Huda comes out, and Jeremiah shouldn't have said this. Like, Huda comes out and is like, "Jeremiah told me he's not even attracted to you. He doesn't want to share a bed with you."
Just to correct what you said so people aren't confused. You said Jeremiah chose to couple up with Huda, but he chose to couple up with Iris. Okay, sorry. Go ahead.
When he chose to couple up with Iris, Huda comes out of her door and is like, "You're a liar because, like, you said you weren't even attracted to her. She's not your type. You don't want to share a bed with her. You wish you were in the bed with me," which is all stuff that Jeremiah said that he shouldn't have said.
He did say that. Yes.
Should it have come from Huda in that moment? Probably not, but like the bar is in hell in terms of her responding normally to a situation. And so I think Iris is just kind of like play nice with Jeremiah because she also knows Casa's coming, and I think she'll do
Right.
extremely well at Casa.
Right. Yeah. She has surprised me in terms of like her substance as well. And yeah, I just think like I think the only true dud of this season casting wise is Taylor.
He's just a waste of space.
He's a total waste. He has been from day one. He's taking up space for one of my favorite women in the villa.
Yeah.
And it's actually upsetting to me. And like, I will stand by that. Like, I wish everyone had done what Austin did in that vote and sent Taylor home and kept Charlie. Like, I think Charlie had way more of a reason to be in that villa than Taylor.
Yeah, I agree.
And it's just like, it's not going to get better with him. Like, if he makes it to Casa, which like at this point he probably will, he's going to end up not doing anything. Like, he's just going to be like ho hum, whatever. And actually, but what's wild is like, I think this is not America's opinion.
No, I don't think so. People really like them.
They were voted, like one of the polls on the Love Island app was like, who's your favorite couple? And Olandria and Taylor were number one.
Yeah.
Isn't that upsetting?
Yeah. But I think it's that people really like Olandria.
Yes.
And they're
because she's amazing.
Yeah, she's like every time Ethan sees her on the screen, he's like, she's just too smart to be here. Like,
yeah.
The way she talks is just like
she's so quick-witted.
She's so quick-witted and like so, asking Huda her non-negotiables. It's like no one else here talks like that.
She's so emotionally intelligent. Yeah. She has like so many great qualities that are just like not present in Taylor.
Yeah.
Like that he's never gonna like foster that side of her, which like she deserves to have someone who can like meet her at that level. So I don't know. I just hope that she can get her head turned. I also think one of her good qualities is that she's very loyal.
Yeah.
And I think she feels like loyal to Taylor in a way and like is probably like I could see Olandria going to Casa and somehow sticking by Taylor.
I could see it too.
Like I could see them winning the whole thing.
Oh God.
Honestly, which is like actually very upsetting to me. I think I'm going to like put a clip up of this conversation on our Instagram and put up a poll to see if people like them or not.
I think we might get some hate.
I'm fine with that. It's engagement.
It is engagement. Oh, let's see. Let's check.
I mean, it's a hot take, and I think it needs to be heard.
We're 3 away from 3,000.
Oh my gosh. Okay. So here's your mid-episode reminder to follow us on Instagram. Mary is doing the most with the memes. They're so good, and we're growing our account, which is exciting because during the last season of Love is Blind, we wanted to hit 2,000, which we hit, and then we set a little goal for ourselves to hit 3,000, and we're definitely going to go beyond that.
Yeah,
so
definitely.
Thanks to everyone who has followed.
Thank you, everyone.
Continue to follow. I feel like the memes are like the best part because you're doing most of that or all of them. I am like, when I watch the show, I immediately go into her page and then look through all of them.
It's really fun. Like sometimes I just make one like for myself. Like I knew Charlie's guacamole wasn't really going to hit, but like that was for me. Like that's actually, I was on the couch with my sister and my friend and we were both cracking up that he was like so upset about the guacamole.
No, I thought that was a perfect one. You have to have a good like collection of memes. Like there needs to be a variety and it was perfect.
I was just like, and Charlie's pose is just him with his hands on his hips. I was like, listen, they just write themselves at this point.
Did you watch After Sun? I missed it this week.
I watched like half because Serena and Janae were there, but then I kind of quit.
Was it kind of just nothing?
It was nothing. And then the preview for After the Villa sucked. Yeah.
Yeah, everyone is saying, and I agree from the preview I've seen, is like it just feels overly produced.
Yeah.
And so here's where an exciting thing, because I do feel like without Rob in this Beyond the Villa thing, like they're really missing a key part of like the Villa dynamic in a way. But we get this amazing news that Rob is on the next season of Traitors.
I'm confused what he'll do there.
I think he could win it, but he probably won't because he'll probably fall in love with someone and like start some weird castle romance. And he'll probably end up dating 2 women throughout the course of filming.
Probably.
And I'm here for it. Like,
I
am
hope
here
that that's
for
what he
it.
brings to the table. I can't
He's
wait.
definitely going to find snakes in the Scottish. Well,
Oh.
actually, there are no snakes in Scotland. No, there are snakes in Scotland.
Are there?
There should be because it's connected to the UK or to like England.
There
Are
are
there
snakes,
snakes?
yes.
Yes, there are no snakes in Ireland. But yeah, he's definitely going to be picking up snakes. Who knows?
Alan's
I
gonna
love
love
Rob.
him.
You know, I have a toxic
I
obsession
know,
with
you
that
love
man.
Rob.
So I can't wait to have him back on my screen.
Ugh.
They also released all the other people. And maybe when we have like not a million things to cover, because we've already been talking for an hour.
We'll talk about them.
We'll talk about that. Okay, so Love Island UK. Here we go. What season is this? Season 12.
Yeah.
We have 7 episodes, and I think like it's really hitting me this season because it's juxtaposed with this experience of watching Love Island USA, and Love Island UK brought an American for the first time to UK. And like, I don't love Tony, the American they brought, but I sort of appreciate the American energy, and it's making me realize the culture between the two shows is so different.
Yeah.
That like the UK is just, it's not going to survive if they cannot. And they are trying, I will say they are trying to spice it up a little, but it's like literally Love Island USA starts out with everyone making out with each other.
Yeah.
Like that is where we begin. That is how people couple up. And like on UK, the culture is you don't even kiss until like 5 or 6 days in. And so they're trying, and I just think that this like chasteness and sort of like proper way of doing things that shrouds the UK franchise is just outdated at this point.
Yeah.
And they know that because they're trying to shake things up this season, but it's not enough.
I think it's also the conflict avoidance is so apparent when you bring a person from the US in. Like,
Yes.
you know, there's an episode, and if you've seen it, like where there's 3 bombshells for that they bring in for the boys, and the boys don't know that the girls are able to watch their dates like from afar, and all the girls are talking so much shit behind these girls' backs, like
Yes.
And Tony's the first person to be like, I like the way you acted. Your other friend with her bullshit comment, like immediately goes and talks to her, and I'm like, I probably wouldn't have been upset about what that girl said. I would have understood it's her job as a bombshell, but I did appreciate how it wasn't like, oh, you just got caught talking shit and now you have to own up to it. It was like she brought the shit right to the girl's face, and I was like, I think that's something that's missing from
like you need the in the moment, like we need to settle this, we need to figure this out, versus like just sitting there and stewing in silence. And like there's a lot of shade that's happening, but it's not like playing out really. And then when it finally does, it's usually some like big blowout fight that's like actually not that fun to watch, and you're sort of over the drama by that point anyway. And it's just, I mean, I think what's interesting about this season is like they've made some interesting first choices, which was like they had the initial like 6 girls and 6 guys, and the way they couple them up. So this was interesting because, well, you know how I am every season, because like the racism that happens in the initial couplings in Love Island UK is unbelievable. Yeah. And I think they've been trying to address it, and they like sort of did this time by showing dating profiles. But like, I need your opinion on this. Okay, so the woman who gets coupled up with Dejan, what's her name?
Megan. Or is she Meg?
She's
a
Meg or
Megan.
Megan.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's one. I think she's Meg.
Yeah.
She like gets coupled up with him and then sees him, and then Maya asks her if he's her type, and she says 50-50.
Yeah.
And Maya's like, what does that mean?
And she kind of said like, I like eyes. I can't see his eyes.
And then she backtracks later in the episode and is like, oh, it's because you said that you were like a player or like blah, blah, blah. And that made me think like, oh, 50-50. But now I'm back to 100. And I was like, y'all like almost got past the racism and then you didn't.
But then I do think she redeems herself, and she does start to like him like pretty quickly for real.
I don't buy it.
Oh, I think she does.
You do?
Yeah, I think she
okay,
likes
what
him.
makes you say that? I think she's putting on a huge act.
I don't know. I think she gets like legitimately nervous around him, like very giggly. Like I kind of liked their vibe. I didn't like how she treated the bombshells, and I was like, this is like your true character peeking through. And he was like, yeah, if she reacts like that, I'm kind of done. And I was like, I think that's for the best to just call it if she's gonna act like this.
Right.
But I do think she likes him. Like they actually ask each other questions about the other person. Like
True.
These men do not ask a single question. Like Tommy actively asked Megan a question and then gave her his answer to the question. And she didn't get to answer. They're so, and then
okay, that's the other thing is like the people they cast on Love Island USA are like, some of them are actually people who I could see myself being friends with.
Mm-hmm.
And like, never have I ever seen anyone cast on a UK season that I'm like, we would be friends in real life. Like, there has never been anyone that I can think of. They are all so vapid and like obsessed with materialistic things. And I'm not saying Americans aren't materialistic, but like, there is something culturally very different going on. And I think it's like the show productions, but I also think it's like just making me realize some things about like American culture and British culture or UK culture.
I'd be friends with Maura Higgins. I like her a lot.
Okay. I didn't see her season.
Oh.
But seeing her on After Sun, yes, 100%.
Yeah.
But like, you know, it's just like a lot of people who are just, I don't know. It just doesn't seem like there's a lot to them. It doesn't seem like they think about the world very deeply.
Yeah, like
do you know what I mean?
It takes a while to like figure it out, like to get there, to really get deeper. And like, you know, Ben is like a prime example where like he didn't like one thing that Tony said and he immediately was done. Like he's like, I'm clocked out. And I'm like, that comb forward is not fooling anybody. I know you're losing your hair. Like, just relax a little bit and just enjoy yourself. He's like, yeah, immediate ick. Like, and
there's so much toxic masculinity.
So
too,
much.
Which I feel like USA has done a better job finding men who like, there's definitely toxic masculinity.
Yeah, I was going to say Ace is still
US.
there.
Yeah, but like, there's also people who are not that.
Yeah.
So there is a counter to that. I feel like all of these guys are just like toxic men.
I weirdly, and maybe just because he's Irish and I love the Irish so much, I like weirdly don't think Connor is.
I agree. I like Connor.
I like Connor the most. I weirdly don't think he's super toxic. Like in those dates where the girls get to watch them, he was like the most respectful towards Tony, and he knew her the least amount of time of anyone who like was paired up together.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he managed to still be like flirty and interested without being super disrespectful. I also think he's like the hottest one. And like, I love an Irish accent. So I think maybe I'm like kind of giving him a pass. But I also.
No, he's actually my favorite to watch of all the men.
By a lot.
And like, so it is good that he's there, but it's like him against all these other dudes. And it doesn't, I don't know, it's hard to tell like what the dynamics are in the house, but like I haven't seen him like broing out too much with the other guys yet.
He's mostly talking to the women.
Yeah.
Like I think he actually took his chance to get to know everybody.
Yeah. Which is like what we're here to do.
That's
right?
the point. Like,
yeah. I mean, so then, the rest of the cast is like, basically it's become the Shakira show.
Yeah.
Which was like by their design kind of, because they bring in this bombshell Tony in episode 1. She steals Ben, who Shakira was coupled up with. And then it's like, Maya's like, Shakira, you have 24 hours to be coupled up with someone or you're out. And like, so she spends the next day talking to every guy, grafting, as they say. And so she just gets all this airtime. And like, when you do that, when you talk to every guy, it reverberates in the following episodes because you've made connections with multiple people. So there's like more to happen within that. And like, it just sort of like, didn't you feel just like the first 3 or 4 episodes were all about her?
100%. Like, I feel like she's the only girl that I like got to really know in those first 3 episodes. And I'm like, oh, big surprise. Like, all the men are obsessed with the tiny 22-year-old girl. Like, big surprise. We're all vying over this girl that like we can't all really have right now. And then like she almost makes a good point about how Ben is, and then she kind of backs it up again. And I'm like, no, trust your instincts. Like, he only wants what he can't have. He's an asshole.
No, so Shakira like kind of annoys me, but I have to like her because she's half Pakistani. So
I like her. I
like her too.
Yeah.
I think actually just in general, if I didn't, whatever, I don't like this like little smirk she has on her face sometimes. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
But I think she's like a smart person who like, you know, she is 22, but like who says it? The guy Harry says like she's kind of like wise beyond her years.
Yeah.
And like I feel like I can have a real conversation with her and stuff. And it's like Harry sucks, but like
yeah.
you know, that is I like that she's there. I like that a non-white person is getting the most attention.
Yeah.
I don't know that I've ever seen that on a UK season from the get.
Yeah, it only really happened like with Uma.
Oh,
yeah. Uma was like an alien. She's so beautiful.
Yeah.
Like, it's almost like, what?
Yeah, it was like, what are you?
It's like how I feel when like it's like Maya Jama comes on and she's like untouchable. I was like, we probably shouldn't have brought someone who's as hot as the host in. Now it just feels crazy. But
Right. I do appreciate though that the women are distinguishable from one another this season. Like last season with Harriet and all those other women who literally looked the same. Like it was so bad. And I do have to say this season is like light years better than last season.
I totally agree. And I really like the girls, most of them.
Yes. I think that there are some good girls in this bunch. And I think, yeah, it's holding my attention.
Yeah. I'm glad. I hope we start getting the episodes daily. I can keep up with an episode a day. Like,
yes.
If this overview feels brief, it's because like we had to try to watch 8 to catch up. And so I think now that we're caught up, we'll be able to pay a little bit more attention.
Yeah.
Also, nothing really happened for like the first 5 episodes.
Happened. And that's the other huge difference between the USA and the UK is like the production time, I believe, for the UK ends up being a couple weeks longer.
Yeah.
So I think and that's just how it's always been. But it's like things move so quickly in the USA. These big decisions get forced on the Islanders like early on. And the games are fun. And like Ariana is in the villa like every single day. I know. It feels like.
Well, like Maya Jama, I guess they cut down her time because she was like flying back and forth too much. So she has less hosting days. Also, like Ian is still announcing. What was that whole thing that he...
I think this is his last season.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's what it was. It's like this will be his last season and then he won't be doing UK anymore, which I don't know. I just think there's like a lot of writing on the wall about it. And I hope they're able to turn it around because, you know, it's like UK's the original. I still love it.
I also heard that this might be Maya's last season. So I don't know what's happening.
Yeah. I wonder. I mean, I just don't know enough about the total ecosystem of shows in the UK to understand. Maybe Love is Blind is having a takeover over there too.
Maybe.
Or like these other reality shows. Like, I don't know. I mean, and that's another thing is like, it's not all British people because there were a lot of really wonderful people on Love is Blind UK season 1 who I actually would date.
And cheat, Unfinished Business. I think it's just the casting for this specific show, Love Island.
Yeah.
They don't look for depth in these people on purpose. It's almost like it happens by accident. Like
exactly. And it's like, well, why don't you change that?
Yeah.
Like maybe you can find hot people who have a brain.
Yeah.
Like they do exist. I know they do.
Eventually.
Yeah. Like I feel like they could take a page out of USA's book when it comes to casting.
I also and feel free to delete this, I just think there's so many more people living in the US and we've been like a melting pot, for better or worse, for such a long time that the crop of attractive people that age is just higher. Like, and more attuned with how the world's visions of beauties have shifted. Like it is no longer this like white, I mean, it still is in some circles, but not really on these TV shows as much in the past couple of seasons. It's no longer this like white stereotypical like geezer or gal is like the hottest person in the villa.
No.
And I just think the population of non-white people in the UK just isn't high enough to like keep up with.
Well, I think it's a holdover of like this colonialist attitude. Like, I'm going to take it there. Like, I really think that like British colonialism is like the height of white supremacy.
Yeah.
And America, especially in recent years, has been able to shake those norms. Like, they are not gone. I'm not saying that. But like, there is more diversity in our country that is accepted and even thought of as a good thing.
Yeah.
And I, through watching these shows in the UK, struggle to see that. Like, especially UK, it's just like, it just feels like the white people are looking to date other white people for the most part. And when someone strays away from that, like Grace, the country has a fucking meltdown.
They can't believe it.
And like, that is not healthy, and it's not going to promote progress. And like, it's going to keep them stuck in a way that like the US has like such a diverse cast with like mostly people of color.
Yeah.
And it's super successful, and the more and more we see it, the more and more it's not like this weird novel thing.
Yeah.
It's like, actually, this is a reflection of our like who we are and what we want to see on our screens.
It's like, and going back to your point about colonialism, so many Indian people live in the UK.
Yes. Like, the South Asian population in the UK is off the chain.
How is there one half Pakistani woman? Like, that's it?
That's it? Like, seriously.
Ratio
it's
wise, like population wise, there should be 5 or 6 in there. Like
100%. And every season there's like one South Asian,
Yeah.
and they usually get sent home early, which is why I'm so thrilled to see Shakira getting so much attention and like knowing like she will be there till the end.
Well, that curse got passed on to Sophie, unfortunately.
To who?
Well, I think she's Chinese. She got voted out
to
first.
Sophie.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was like, I don't remember
Sophie Monk?
anyone's
No.
name. Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, the East Asian, the only East Asian I think I've ever seen on the UK, actually. Or maybe there was like
Ruchi 2 years ago.
Yes. Yeah. Who also got sent home early.
Really early.
Yeah. Sophie seemed amazing, and like, yeah.
No, Sophie's like,
that was just like another obvious, like, I don't know. It's like the racial stuff on UK is so loud in a way that like sets my spidey senses off. It's like something I've watched my whole life on American TV and have seen, thankfully, in the past handful of years, like things really change in that regard in our country. And let me tell you, I am so thankful for that. I'm so thankful for that for my children, for anyone who wants to see themselves reflected in our culture, like no matter what skin color you have, like that is happening here. And it's just like, I think it just makes me even more sensitive when I watch a UK season and I'm just like, what the fuck is happening?
I know.
Like,
I know.
This is like the Stone Ages.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's all like hitting me. And in any case, it's a much better season than last season. I think I'm actually going to watch the whole thing. I had to abandon last year.
We'll make it unless they like throw in another bomb like Joey Essex, but I think we'll make it. Yeah.
Joey Essex. I was trying to remember what his last name was, and I was like, is it Joey Chestnut? And then I was like, oh no, that's the hot dog.
He's non-toxic. He's a nice man. Like,
we love Joey
he just
Chestnut.
loves to eat hot dogs.
Talk about an American hero.
Truly. I know.
Okay, speaking of heroes, there's nothing to say about Bravo's Love Hotel because the only amazing thing, but we do have to say, Luann and James are happily together.
They're still together. She was on Watch What Happens Live. I caught snippets of it. He bought her a gold key necklace to like remember their time on Bravo's Love Hotel. And he lives in Hawaii. She lives in New York. They have, and we've always talked about this with the older couples that are always established, is that no one should abandon their life. It should just be companionship when you want it. And that's what it seems like they have. Like Luann was on Watch What Happens Live with this massive ring on her ring finger. Oh. And Andy was like, is that from James? And she was like, no, it's from a different suitor. It just doesn't fit on my other hand. And
because they're open.
They're open.
they are together, but they have an open relationship.
Yeah, and they talk all the time. But like when James is back in Hawaii and Luann's back in New York, they both understand that like they are like desirable people of their age and they
Yes.
should see other people, but like love each other the most. And like Luann is still so smitten with James.
Oh my
Like cousin
God.
Deanna thinks we're fucking crazy, but we're both like Luann and
No,
James are
this is-
soulmates. Like this is how it should
Like,
be.
if they never do another season of Bravo's Love Hotel, like all I have to say is season 1 was a major success.
Yeah.
Like it was a delight to watch, and Luann found a real relationship out
She
of
found
it.
a real man out of it.
Yeah, and I feel like they just bounce off of each other. Like when they're together, they probably just have the best time.
Best time. Like the show closed out with them singing the full version of their song, and I was like emotional of it. I was like, good for them.
I know, I love it. It's so perfect. So that's all we really need to say about that.
Yeah.
I hope they do it again. I think they did a really good job with casting. Even Shannon like brought some stuff to it, but she could have been someone else.
She could have been
but
someone
yeah.
else. Joel Kim Booster listed out his 5 people that he would like to be on the next season.
Who did he say?
Heather Gay, which we've said.
You love it.
Paige DeSorbo.
Stop it.
Joe Brady.
Who is that?
I guess he had something with Luann. It seemed like she was very offended by that answer.
Oh, wait. So they would have like mix, like it wouldn't just be
Well,
women.
Luann was like, it's got to be girls. And he was like, well, if we don't, I think he'd be perfect for it. And then who are his other 2?
Wow, Paige.
Yeah.
Paige is too young, though.
She's too young. Yeah.
I mean, I guess Ashley was 36.
Well, that was like,
but Ashley like has a kids and she's divorced.
that was
and-
like another interesting thing that Joel said was Andy asked him, like, if you could see one housewife step away from the franchise, who would you want it to be? And he was like, Ashley Darby. I want her to do something different with young people. Like, she's still young. Why is she hanging out with all these like older women?
That's so true.
So we'll see.
Yeah, and Ashley's like so open and adventurous, and it's the daddy issues.
I know.
problem.
I know.
That's like the space she lives in. So Mary told me right before we started recording that apparently the Ultimatum Queer Love starts in a week.
Yeah.
And as Netflix likes to do, they're probably going to drop 6 episodes and then like a couple per week for like 2 to 3 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to do our best, everyone.
We're going to do our best. We will let you know at the top of the episode which episodes we're talking about,
Right.
because hopefully Love Island UK we get on a daily basis instead of 6 at
Yes.
1, and then that's manageable. And then Love Island USA is on every day, obviously.
Yeah.
It's going to be a lot, but we're going to do our best.
It's going to be a lot, and we are going to do our best. And, shortly after that, like Paradise starts, there's going to be a Love is Blind UK season coming out this summer. Like, yeah, we will probably have to split things up
Yeah.
at some point.
And,
But
like,
in any case, put the Ultimatum Queer Love on your list.
Yeah, I put a poll up. Let's see if people are going to watch.
I have not seen it before. I mean, my first season of The Ultimatum was the last season that we watched for the pod. So now I know what the format is, at least. And
People are going to watch.
they are going to watch.
60-40. So not as much of a blowaway as I thought it was going to be.
Okay. Well, hopefully we're watching.
We're watching.
Like, I want to watch.
We're watching.
So I guess they probably wanted to get it out during Pride Month, which makes sense.
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah. So I just don't understand like why in this era where we just have great TV on all the time, why there was even like a break in all of this content.
I don't
in
know.
May. They could have put shows out then that had everyone's attention.
Yeah.
And like part of me is like, why didn't they start USA, like Love Island USA?
Well, it's
in
always hot
May?
in Fiji. Oh, someone pointed out something crazy.
Okay.
That Survivor is filming not that far from the island. Have I talked about this already?
No, but I am so excited.
Survivor
for what you're
is
about to
filming
say.
not that far from the villa.
Okay.
And the people on Survivor can hear the villa sometimes.
What?
Like when they're screaming and having parties and stuff and like the bombshells walk in, the people on Survivor can hear them.
Like Survivor season 50 that's filming right now.
Yeah, they can hear.
Which is like the all-star season.
They can hear Amaya screaming bloody murder.
They can hear Huda's like profanity about Jeremiah. Just They probably can hear that.
They're like, who's a little bitch in there?
Yeah, like what? Someone's little bitch? A pussy ass bitch? Who is that? Okay, well, thank you all so much for listening. Please spread the word about our podcast. If you know someone who's watching any of these shows and you think they would enjoy some light banter about whatever, we love sharing. And definitely follow us on socials, because that's where, again, the in the moment reactions are happening, because we can only record on these off days once a week.
Let's see if we did it. We are one away.
Someone follow us on Instagram to get us to 3,000.
Please.
We need the milestone. Okay, well, I have to go because I have to edit this and put it up.
Yeah, and I have to go to sleep.
Yeah, and Mary needs to go to bed because she's pregnant.
Yeah, I got to go to bed. So, yeah, sorry if you can hear me breathing on here. I'm pregnant. I need to go to sleep.
All right, love you all.
Yay.
Cheers, lovebirds.
Cheers. Oh, my God, I missed it.
You want to do it again?
It's more real that way.
Thanks for listening to Can I Steal You for a Minute? Subscribe wherever you listen to podcasts, and if you like the show, please leave a rating and review. Follow us on social media at Can I Steal You for a Minute Pod, and support the show through Patreon at patreon.com/Can I Steal You for a Minute.